Okay, so I was asked to film a commercial for a supplement brand, and they wanted it to be TV quality commercial. While I just do social media content creation and a lot of interviews and stuff like that for brands and internal videos. I asked my friend if we could rent his Red Dragon camera film, which I think it was 5 or 6K resolution, and he gave us the Ronin 2 with it and the Canon lenses, and he even pulled focus with us. And that focus monitor also served as a director's monitor, which was pretty cool. So as you can see, there's a lot of grain in this. There's a lot of color contrast. There's a lot of harsh lighting, and I definitely wanted to go with that because supplement, it's like muscle. It's to look good and stuff. So and to look powerful. So I think a good way to do that is to have that harsh lighting and the color contrast and stuff like that. So if we just break this down, we just come out of this. So I'm not. I don't think this was the final draft of the film, but of the commercial. But we'll see. So we was actually supposed to be filming the last bike scene first, and then I think this interior shot second, or scene second. But then as I got here, this was the base for all of the equipment. I actually noticed that we had beautiful natural light coming in here, and when I actually looked at it, it was more of a cube like that. And I know that that cube was going to slowly keep, going like that. As the sun got higher in the sky, the sun it slowly comes out of the building, really. So I was like, right, we need to do this quick. So I was like, okay, let's set up the lights. And then I asked the director, okay, what happens here? So does he come in? Which item does he open first? And then what? And then what's the process of, making the supplement? Do you put the powder in first? Do you put the water in first? How do you shake it? Like, stuff like that. Um, yeah. So then if we just come over here to the product shot. So as you can see here, he puts it down on the table, and then as it opens, I think that's when I added a little sort of a candle ignition sound effect. So it's like, and then again, just added a little lens distortion up there, light leak. And then you can see the product quite nicely in there. Making the product look, as good as it can be. And then I was like, right, we're going to get an over the shoulder shot to see what is, first person perspective. And then it needs to open it up so it's stretched so we can see the text clearly. And then he just puts it in the bag. And again, you can see the power of the natural light, because I think this just takes it to another level. So usually what would be the best thing to do is would actually be going there myself and location scouting, but I think I was August and I was like super busy. I do love location scouting and tech scouting as much as possible, but it's sometimes it's a budget issue or time issue, or both parties are busy or something like that, so it's not always possible. Let me just come over here again. I think I just added a sort of sound effect here, like a candle being lit, so and so I think it might have been a lion's growl or something like that. And then again, just a little light leak over here. Beautiful slow motion. The powder is being backlit. Obviously said to the director, is it okay that the powder looks like it's sort of like going everywhere? And I was like, yeah, it looks cool. So I was like, okay, fine, right. Sweet. But yeah, that looks really cool and cinematic. Again, just want the subject, the guy actor or the model, just to look as good as he can be. So just put him by the window, nice, beautiful, harsh lighting on him there. That came out quite nice. Yeah, I was really happy with that. And then I think I just added a little fill light over here, which probably be the Falcon Eyes light or something, just to give it a little boost. And then if we just go full screen here, so you can probably spot me in the background over here. Um, he's lit up there. So what we did is we just put the little falcon eyes behind this little pillar shining this way to give him a little bit of fill. And then probably also had there we go. We had the Aperture 300D Mark II over here, filling, keying it from over here as well. That's really important to do. Just come out of full screen if this lets me. and then coming over here, we had, this is the location that the director scouted. So originally, I think they wanted to shoot this way, but then there was building works that weren't there during the time of the location scout, I think it was. So we just have him coming over here, open the door, just a little gimbal move in with the Ronin. Yeah, and I think they wanted him to drive off that way, but then I said if he does that, then he's going to have to go around the car, which I didn't think, it would take too long, and we need it snappy and stuff. So if possible, can we just have him getting straight into the car, which, the car door is right there, just make it one really quick movement and stuff. And the director was like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so we just play it here. Again, he's coming out of his car, just trying to find somewhere that's got some nice lighting. So just going to look for a gap in the buildings, because there's not many gaps in these buildings, let alone places that you can actually park. Because this is like near, I think it's Oxford Circus, Oxford Street. So just saw the sun up here. Just want that nice, beautiful lens flare coming down here. That's quite nice. Just got some stock footage. I think in the final version it's got a clock going around it as well, just to show the passing of time. So he's just gone to work, finished work. So he gets back in his car, same location as that. If I just come back here, this is one of my favorite scenes to shoot, because I got a bit creative with the lighting. So let me just have a look here. So this is just a dado light down here, probably with no filter or gobo on it and stuff. So what this does is it both creates lens flares, but also the harsh lighting under the skin down there. What we also needed to do, we just had a falconized light shining down, just to give you this beautiful soft lighting here, just to give it a bit of feel, because otherwise it doesn't look as good. So if I just remove this, if you're going like that, it's pretty cool. Let me just come out of this. Yeah, there you go. And then bam, bam, bam. Just want to. I knew I needed a few shots. So I just wanted to get a few different variations and stuff. So what we did in this one, I believe, I had the aperture 300D down here. Let me just do that again. The 300D down here shining up, because I wanted something new. I wanted something different, because when you uplight something, it's horror story, campfire sort of thing, like Sinister and stuff. So just wanted that sort of thing. And then I believe that I had the Falcon eyes down here, and what you can do is you can make it pulse, and as the shots are very, very quick, you might not notice it too much, but subconsciously it does do a big thing. So it pulses, so the light's going on and off a little bit, and it makes your regulates your heartbeat and stuff, I think. And then over here, I think I just had the day light shining this way. It's a bit harsh on the face. Probably would have turned that down if I had the chance to do it again. But again, we're rush, which is all totally fine. So we just play it here. And again, just using these things as symmetry. So it's sort of like the rule of thirds and stuff. Nice contrasts over here. And then if I wanted to fill it in a little bit, I would have just had someone hold a reflector, and then that would have filled it in. But again, I don't want it too flat. I just want it sort of harsh, especially when we're on such a time constraint as well. So we probably got her to do this routine about 6 times or so, just because I needed to get different variations, and it can be quite tricky in a bit of an empty room. So we had a boxing bag, so I used that as sort of like some foreground and stuff, and trying to get as many different angles as possible in the shortest amount of time. And again, just using the light leaks again, using the background as some kind of symmetry there, using the light leaks as much as possible. Dado light down there, just to add a bit more sort of like premium feel to it. Wow. Obviously, we didn't have enough time to be like, right, okay, we're gonna light this angle now. Okay, we're gonna light this angle now. Just had to sort of like do a general rough outline as much as possible. again. So I think you can actually see. Actually, no, that's a hand dryer, I think. But just had a day-day light down, actually down here on the floor, on blue, just shining up there. Just put a little blue gel in it, and then over here we actually know over. How do I go back? Yeah, over here, leaning on the sink, we had the Falcon eyes with the little, So it's just a beautiful big softbox, really. So if we just play this again, you can see, it's really nice soft lighting under the chin. It's absolutely fine. It's a very tight space to work in. Had to get those shots super quick. And then on this last shot, super rushed. So I just had a mate just hold the Falcon eyes light, and then I just turned up the Kelvin to about, I think it's like 7,000 Kelvin or something like that. And then what that allowed me to do is basically bring down the white balance in the camera. So then that's why you get all this blue up here and stuff, which is quite nice. And then, that color matches the issues. That's cool. There might be a color grading issue, actually. I just noticed that. But yeah, and then you just get that nice bokeh in the background and stuff. Well, not bokeh, but nice color contrast. Yeah, because I'm just essentially creating a look here. Like, this isn't how the world looks, we had what do you call it, construction works over there, but I couldn't shoot that way for some reason. I can't remember why. I think it was worse. I think there's cars or taxis there or something. And then obviously you've got these really nice lights up here, which just goes really nice because it's just high contrast and it's beautiful. Soft lighting there. Is it natural? No. Is it appealing? Yes. Cool. Let's do it. It's a commercial. I don't care. Yeah. And then really nice lighting over there. Well, really nice lighting from the shops over there, or the restaurant. So I think we just needed a shot of them together on the bike for a few seconds. So then I was like, how about she just, I think that helmet was too big or something, or too small. I can't remember. So I was like, how about you just pretend like you're doing it? Because we just need some movement. Otherwise you're just sitting on the bike for no reason. So we did that. Obviously you can see the Falcon eyes light in the background over there. We can see, the light leak there again. Funny story about this one, actually, just to end on a different note. Let me just come out of this. So there was actually a lady standing right actually probably right here, and I said to her, like, oh, would you mind just moving out the way, please, because we're shooting a commercial, you're in the background, and it's like some 50-year-old woman with shopping and stuff. And then she was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, I've got no right or authority to like move you along, but if you could just do us this favor, because you can stand somewhere else. If you just stand 4 steps over that way, you'll be out of our shot. And she's like, okay. But she didn't move, so I got back on the camera, said to my camera rental guy, being like, this lady isn't moving. And so he just went up to her, said something. I was like, and she moved immediately. I was like, what the hell did you say to her? And he was like, oh, I just told her to fuck off. And I was like, oh, need to try that one next time. Sometimes I think being too polite doesn't always get the right way. So if you go up to some people and straight away saying move or something, they said, oh, you can ask me nicely. But then I think if you ask people nicely, they kind of take advantage of that sometimes. There was no reason for it to stand there. So, this other lady. But yeah, overall, quite happy with the commercial. Did a lot of drafts and stuff. I think this is draft 9, as you can see up here. If we just turn off the color grade, it's got a bit of green in it. It's first time using the camera, but I knew I was going to color grade it massively anyway. It's 6K Dragon, so there's a lot of scope to do that. Yeah, just added a ton of grain to it in post, added a lot of color contrast, made them go out. The lighting was the key to making this look good. If I had a choice between shooting it on the Red Dragon with no lights or a Canon 550D or a 600D with loads of lights, I'd pick the one with the lights every day, because the lights are what make it, really. Because otherwise it just looks flat. If you don't have lighting or knowledge of light, it just looks flat, because otherwise, if you didn't have lighting, or the knowledge of lighting, this wouldn't have been backlit here. You wouldn't have got the powder and stuff. But yeah, came out quite nice. But yeah, cool.